It can't grow,
There.
which is the complete opposite.
I like how you've got sensitive document information.
That's not sense. If you can't zoom in and see that,
Okay.
oh, that was a trip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Ranald's
That's it.
destroying the set.
Kevin Durant expected to make Suns debut. Return from knee injury versus the Hornets.
He's going to return. Yeah. Kevin Durant's getting old, and he needs to win now.
Durant has been out of action since suffering a knee injury on January 8th when he was a member of the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets were vague about when Durant might be able to return. Head coach Jacques Vaughn told reporters on February 7th the 13-time All-Star received a really good report on his knee, but his timetable was still unclear. Durant, who was captain of the All-Star team, was ruled out for the game because of his injury. It's the third consecutive year he won't play in the NBA's midseason exhibition because of injuries.
How much do you know about Kevin Durant?
I know
on
that
your end.
I don't know anything about him. I just know that he's a basketball player, and that he was on a bunch of teams, and that's about as much as I know.
What teams do you know him being on?
I have no idea.
Oh, just go for it.
Okay, the Brooklyn Nets.
There we go. That's the team he was on.
That's about as much as I know.
I want to give a shout out to Asuka from the WWE.
Oh.
She won last night. Her
Yeah.
brother had to go do something. I forgot, but she won last night.
She did.
In the same move that she won whatever that huge wrestling event was.
Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber a couple Saturdays ago. With the plexiglass. Thank God that wasn't real glass. Oh my God.
Yeah. 2 days after Vaughn's comments, the Nets struck a deal with the Suns for Durant. The full trade was a 4-team deal that also involved the Indiana Pacers and Milwaukee Bucks. Brooklyn got Michael Bridges, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Juan Pablo and 7 draft picks. The Suns got Durant and TJ Warren.
The Suns are not going to win a championship. I'm sorry.
Per ESPN's Ramona Shelbourne and Bryant Windhorst.
Per Marceau, which is me.
Oh.
They're not going to win a championship.
Durant told Nets general manager Sean Marks he wanted to be traded to the Suns during a meeting on February 6th. Okay. And then the next day...
He was traded.
Well, no, the next day they said they see the really good report on his knee. So, but they already traded him, so it's too late.
He's out of there.
But you're saying that it's not going to make a difference and the Suns aren't going to win.
It doesn't matter. I don't know. I would say that, okay, if Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors is hurt right now, so he can't even play, and they don't even know when he's going to come back. LeBron is hurt. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They can come out of the West for sure, but I do not see them winning a championship.
Damn. Well,
I would love to, but they have Chris Paul, though. I don't know what he did to the witch doctors, but they don't want to see him prosper.
damn.
So until the curse is broken,
Can Russell Westbrook with the LA Clippers actually work?
no.
Oh.
Maybe. I would say maybe to yeah. 'Cause, it's a new team.
Throughout the Kawhi Leonard / Paul George era, the Clippers have not had a high level true point guard. While Westbrook isn't a Chris Paul-like floor general, he's one of the NBA's all-time great playmakers. Throughout his 52 games with the Lakers this season, he averaged 7.5 assists in a career-low 28.7 minutes per game.
A career low.
Oh.
I would say that Russell Westbrook is probably, unless he plays like Jesus these next 45 days. I mean, I don't know. I'm just underwhelmed by the West. Maybe the Grizzlies. Maybe if Ja doesn't fly into the crowd so much.
Yeah. Westbrook doesn't play particularly well without the ball. Clippers coach Tyronn Lue would take advantage of that by putting Ivica Zubac on Westbrook defensively, loosely speaking. Zubac would play free safety in the middle, protecting the basketball, yielding the outside shot to Westbrook whenever he wanted it.
I wouldn't let Russell Westbrook shoot a movie.
Oh,
I'm just saying. From what I've seen with the Lakers, first of all, I made the connection last night. He went from the Lakers to the Clippers, so he didn't even have to move. So,
yeah.
He's
He
just,
stepped over the line, and then that was it.
he's not one of those players that's just like, oh, Russell Westbrook's going to so-and-so. And I was like, oh, Russ.
Oh,
Like Russell Wilson.
how my nose is running. Nate McMillan fired by Hawks.
Yeah,
After
that's been going to happen for a long time.
29-30 start. Yikes. Joe Prunty
Yeah.
named interim head coach. Atlanta announced it fired its head coach after a 29-30 start to the season.
They think that the old coach of the Jazz, the guy that looks like he owes money to the mafia, he's going to be the new coach of the Hawks. And they're going to go,
Yeah. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, shouts out to the world, reported the Hawks plan to immediately start their search for McMillan's permanent replacement and noted former Utah Jazz head coach Quinn Snyder, Milwaukee,
a.k.a. I'll have it, don't worry.
Milwaukee Bucks assistant coach Charles Lee and Golden State Warriors assistant coach Kenny Atkinson could be considered.
Oh, Kenny.
Do you know Charles Lee?
Kenny.
Oh,
Nah, Charles Lee, I don't know.
okay.
Is he an old coach?
I don't know.
I would love to see Quinn Snyder back in the mix.
Shams Charania, shout out to Shams, and Sam Amick of The Athletic reported he was away from the team following a disagreement with McMillan and noted there were, quote, multiple team meetings early this season to resolve various conflicts. So it sounded like it was, well, not entirely, but it's giving Wentz and Peterson vibes
Wentz.
of
Oh.
of the player and the coach not agreeing on stuff, and
The team getting taken for a ride.
oh.
Tying against Cincinnati.
Gonna take you for a ride. Well, we already talked about that.
I want to give a shout out to the Phillies. They're back in spring training. I'm gonna try to watch some baseball this year.
There we go.
I'm gonna try. It's not the first thing on my list, but it's not the lowest.
All right. NFL trade ideas to prevent a Chiefs Super Bowl repeat in 2023.
Man, they might repeat again and again. Okay.
Brandon Cooks to the Bills.
Brandon Cooks.
In January, Houston Texans wide receiver Brandon Cooks told reporters that he quote, wasn't going into this offseason thinking I want to be a part of a rebuild. Seeing as the Texans finished 3-13-1 this past season, it's likely only a matter of time until the two sides part ways.
You need a young squad. You just gotta blow that up. Oh, I went to Applebee's today.
Oh.
Shout out to Applebee's. It was like a western. There was tumbleweed blowing across.
Oh.
Whatever is carpet. And I saw on the TV that Aaron Rodgers might go to the Jets.
Ooh.
And thank God that I didn't have time to wait for the food. It was already ready. Because, it's all flooding back to me now.
Oh.
He's going to go to New York to die. That's
Oh.
He's going to the same team. They still have Green.
That's it. DeAndre Hopkins to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Hopkins, who turns 31 this summer, would be a luxury for the Cardinals. On the other hand, the Jacksonville Jaguars showed this past season that they can throw a wrench in the AFC playoff picture. While quarterback Trevor Lawrence plays
I
on
don't
his...
think that was Trevor Lawrence played a game that you play like on Madden, like when you're just locked in. I mean, 4 interceptions in the first half. I mean, I guess Justin Herbert, maybe he's not that good. I don't know, but I don't know. They would have to win decisively in the playoffs this year coming up for me to take Jacksonville like really, really, really serious.
Aaron Rodgers to the Raiders.
Oh, Jesus.
Last spring, Green Bay sent all-pro receiver Devontae Adams to Las Vegas and reunited him with college quarterback Derrick Carr. Adams thrived.
Look how great that turned out.
Adams thrived, and the Packers selected standout rookie wideout Christian Watson, so the trade worked out for both sides in a vacuum. But the move ultimately didn't ignite the Raiders, who recently cut Carr. Did they?
Yep.
They cut Carr?
However long his contract was, too late.
Where was I?
I don't know. You were at a safe distance.
I swear we talked about. I feel like we would have talked about that. Lamar Jackson to the Jets.
Oh, so the Jets are like, they're seeing everybody.
Well, no, there's not actually. It's just, it's like, oh, this is a trade idea, so that the Chiefs don't win again.
Oh, these are trade ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're saying like, hey, this is where everybody should go, if you don't want the Chiefs to win.
Derrick Carr should like run for political office.
Great.
Shout out to Derrick Carr. He's like 6 whatever, and I would say him and Carson Wentz, as far as play wise, are just terrible.
Oh.
But you know, he can coach a little league team.
Oh.
Pop Warner.
Packers GM Brian Gutekunst on Aaron Rodgers' future. All options are on the table.
Bro, get him out of there.
General Manager Brian Gutekunst told reporters Tuesday he's hopeful of speaking with Rodgers and laying out a plan by the time free agency opens March 15th. He's a great player, but until we have those conversations, I think all options are on the table, he said. We need to have those conversations. We want what's best for the Green Bay Packers, what's best for him, so we'll get to that coming up. Gutekunst added he's prepared to roll with Jordan Love as the starter in 2023 if that's how the dominoes fall.
The dominoes.
So if you're Jordan Love, you got to be thinking, well, fuck me, I guess.
If you're Jordan Love, you got to learn how to. You got to figure out what a quarterback is.
If you're Jordan Love, you got to learn how to lay a golden egg like immediately.
You got to know how to throw a football to other people that are running in a straight line. Poor guy. Jordan Love is. I would put him in the same category, maybe a little bit lower. Just that type of like, I don't have anywhere near the athletic ability of Jordan Love, but I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to play like that. Like,
I'm not a football analyst.
Listen,
I know bad football when I see it.
My back hurts sometimes when I get up in the morning. I'm sure he doesn't have to deal with that. But all I'm saying is just like, I don't know. Just like, don't do that, okay?
Commanders Dan Snyder's $55 million loan, primary focus of federal investigation.
Bro, he's going down like a stone with another stone tied to it.
Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder is under federal investigation over a line of credit taken out by the team when he was attempting to buy out his minority partners. Per ESPN's Don Van Natta Jr., a secret $55 million loan is the primary focus of an investigation into allegations of financial misconduct by Snyder and the Commanders being led by federal prosecutors in Virginia.
I feel like now you just get rich and you just get so much money and you just like, you don't know what to do with it. Like, I'm just going to get a loan for $55 million. How can I do that? I know, I'll just leverage the team that I own. That also stinks. Okay.
All right. Now we're going to talk about wrestling rumors. Look at you. Be careful.
I'm
God. Reigns versus Zayn rematch set for a house show.
They're going to fight a third time?
They're going to fight a second time. And it's going to be at a house show, which means it's not going to be taped and it's going to be done locally. So it's not going to be at like a big stadium. It's going to be it's going to be at like a hall or something.
During somebody's quinceañera.
According to Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer Radio, Reigns vs. Zayn is being advertised for the March 4th house show in Toronto, and there's a specific reason for it. Meltzer noted that the match was originally supposed to pit Reigns and Solo Sikoa against Zayn and Owens, but since WWE is building a storyline based on Owens' reluctance to trust and join forces with Zayn, the decision was made to scrap the tag bout.
Scrap it.
WWE reportedly may have also made the change in order to boost ticket sales, as the show had sold just under $6,000 before the announcement, and then sold an additional 600 only several days after tickets. By the way, sorry, only several days after the main event was changed to Reigns versus Zayn. Yeah, well, I don't really feel like going. Okay, well, Reigns and Zayn are going to be there, and it's going to fit the championship. Yeah. Now I gotta go. You know. So okay, so the reason why they didn't do it is because they were like, all right, well, in kayfabe, it's not going to make sense. But if that was the case, I don't know why they didn't just do a different match or something, or just have someone be like, "Oh, fight you, Roman," and then Roman like, and then the match is over. But you don't want to you don't want to do that at a house show.
Let Sami Zayn get that thing now.
Nah.
Roman Reigns has had the belt for so long.
Nah. Well, that's all the more reason to not just take it off of him just for the sake of it, though.
Yeah, but he's like not in any movies or anything. At least The Rock was making a Tooth Fairy movie.
So how is he going to be in the movies if he's a champion? He can't be the champion and also in movies. That's not how it
true,
works.
Because he might have to like go on location for stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm tired of seeing his face.
Great. Well, this is coming from the guy who, I mean, your opinion on people changes based on like what colored hat they're wearing.
Nah, I don't like the Acclaimed.
That's just because you don't have any taste.
I don't like Dante.
That's because you don't have any taste.
I don't like absolute Ricky Starks.
I love Starks. You love all the people that like, you hate all of the people that like everybody loves conditionally. Like everybody has a genuine like rational reason for liking them. And whenever somebody's like, why don't you like him? You're just like, I don't know. I just don't like him.
I want to give a shout out to AEW tomorrow on TBS. One of them. TNT BS. One of them. I love watching AEW wrestling. It's like I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to scissor you, daddy ass.
Yeah. Well, nobody said that had to be what you signed up for, but I just like the Acclaim just for their personality. And also, Max Caster's really good on the mic. And also, they're really, really good wrestlers.
I do like the... Oh, my God. I do kind of... sometimes I can't understand what he's saying, but I like when the one dude raps.
That's Max Caster.
Max Caster.
Anthony Bowens just says, no, he goes, insert city here, and then goes, the Acclaimed... Sorry, I have to do it in the hard count. The Acclaimed have arrived.
Oh,
and then... he goes, scissor me daddy ass. Now, that was never actually what they did. They just did that because Billy Gunn's with him. And that's probably gonna, I don't know, that's probably got at least like another like 3 or 4 months before that starts dying out.
Great. They hit him with something.
WWE reportedly changed plans for women's tag team titles. So, I don't know why you did that. For those of you...
Ricky Starks.
For those of you who don't know, Becky Lynch and Lita are now the new women's tag team champions, and that's really dumb.
She's the man.
According to Meltzer... WWE changed course in the last week or two and had a different WrestleMania match in mind involving the women's tag titles. WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus showed up Monday to even the odds and neutralize Bayley outside the ring, allowing Becky and Lita to win. Bayley.
That's her name. I know, but it's spelled like
Bayley. Yeah. Allowing Becky and Lita to win the match. While WWE has yet to make an official announcement, it seems likely that the events of Raw will lead to a 6-woman tag team match pitting Lynch, Lita, and Stratus against Damage Control at WrestleMania 39.
Trish Stratus.
That either means the WWE Women's Tag Team titles won't be defended at WrestleMania, or another team will beat Lynch and Lita for the title before then. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Meltzer reported last week that WWE had been planning to have Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler challenge Damage Control for the titles.
Ronda Rousey was, like, in hiding.
No? Why would she
be? Like, got shamed.
For what?
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, she is a Sandy Hook denier, but that was like a while ago.
Maybe it was political.
Oh,
I know she got knocked out in the octagon.
Yeah, but that was like years ago.
Yeah, but then that's probably what I'm thinking in the Sandy Hook denying thing.
That's a good point. That
Ronda Rousey, man, I love you.
They didn't need to win the titles. I feel like this was purely done just to be like, oh wow, look, Lita's here, and Lita won a championship. Look. And it's like, okay, but I don't know.
It's all right. Let your feelings out.
Well, it just doesn't make any sense. That's really the only thing. And the only reason why I can speculate as to why they're doing it is because they want to do a match at WrestleMania. But if that's the match they're going for, then I'm sure it's going to be great. But it's not going to be like, it's not going to be a match I'm looking forward to.
Well, you can't win them all.
Oh. WWE reportedly pivoted from Cena versus Paul at WrestleMania.
Cena. Oh
no.
I would love to see John Cena roll up Jake Paul like a snowball.
Jake Paul actually recently lost to Tommy Fury by decision.
Yeah, I saw that on the Twitter.
WWE reportedly had a short-lived plan for John Cena to face Logan Paul at WrestleMania 39 before pivoting to another idea.
Dang.
According to Fightful Select, WWE had Cena versus Paul in the plans for WrestleMania entering Survivor Series, but things changed pretty quickly over the course of about a month.
Oh man, I would watch that just for what they're trying to do. They would have got me. Okay,
Yeah.
certain stuff I'm like a fish on a hook.
Yeah. On this week's Raw, Theory made it clear that he intends to step up to Cena on next week's episode of Raw when Cena appears in his home state of Massachusetts.
Who?
Cena.
No.
Oh, Austin Theory.
Uh,
Theory's U.S. champ and one of WWE's fastest rising stars. Okay.
Great.
He is.
I like how they have that in there, just in case you don't
Yeah, they have
know.
to. Yeah, that's what all articles do. They got to fill you in. You need context.
All right, Ranald. It's time for a controversial political topic.
Okay. Let me go find one. Hold on a second.
That's right, Ranald. It's time for
Supreme Court skeptical of Biden's student loan cancellation plan.
If I had my student loans canceled, that would probably kick me over 6.
The Supreme Court's conservative majority seemed deeply skeptical on Tuesday of the legality of the Biden administration. Oh, I have to subscribe. Never mind.
Great.
Hi.
Oh, are you having a good time?
Are you reading this? Don't read it. Ooh.
If only there was something in my hand that could allow you to keep reading.
Yeah. GOP divided on how to respond to lab leak report. Congressional Republicans are anxious to use new COVID-19 lab leak reports to lash out at the ruling Chinese Communist Party and paint President Joe Biden's administration as soft on Beijing.
Oh.
But they have reached little consensus on how exactly to do that. Some GOP lawmakers hope a reported new assessment from the Energy Department, concluding that the so-called lab leak theory is the most likely explanation for COVID's origin, will give new life to legislation that stalled last year, including bills to declassify intelligence about the pandemic, set up a 9/11-style nonpartisan commission to study the virus's beginnings, and restrict data sharing with Chinese scientists.
Why would they restrict data sharing?
Because they don't want the Chinese scientists to doctor the data in any way. So they're like, hey, get away from here. Don't touch it. We're going to figure this out. And if it does come back that you started it, then I guess they're going to get in trouble, and they're probably going to get sanctioned.
What are sanctions?
I don't know. It's like a political term for you did something wrong, so now you're going to get in trouble for it. It's the equivalent of you.
Google it. Just
All
Google
right.
What are sanctions? We're all Google it.
Okay.
You do what you were gonna do.
Oh. Hey, you do you.
I don't want to take you out of your flow.
Yeah.
I'm in the flow state.
I like that. They're like China's clearly up to something, and they're not good. But
We've been talking about China.
we're
on the
too
news a
we're
lot.
too apprehensive. Great. Look at you. Yeah, the Dark Knight. You listen. The world will be ash and dust, and trees will long lose their leaves and the life to move on, and you will still be playing the beginning part to Batman Arkham Asylum.
Where?
You will still be on the beginning stages, throwing your batarangs at just about anything you can find. Watching you throw the batarangs
Why
at
would
the...
I do that?
Because that's what you were doing when you were playing it the last time. You were throwing your batarangs at, like, the chatter teeth. And I was like, bro,
Because you get special suits and stuff.
Oh,
when
you do really?
that.
I didn't know that.
When you do all the teeth, or you, like, start to hit, like, teeth milestones, they give you stuff.
I didn't know that. I
need
apologize.
stuff.
They give you stuff. Great.
A threatened penalty. So a sanction is a threatened penalty for disobeying a law or
Yeah.
rule.
So you're in trouble. So it's like, hey, you did this thing, so
Dang.
you have to do this now.
They're going to smack China's wrists.
Yeah, and people are afraid, and you're afraid because
I'm afraid.
you don't want China to be like, how dare you smack me, like a bee, and then their wings come out and they go straight for you. They like
China's
go to your
just gonna-
face.
I'm telling you, something's going to come up out of the ocean, out of the Pacific, and California. It's going to be a memory.
Have you heard about the Murdaugh murder?
I don't know what that is. Oh, yeah, the Murdaugh,
Murdaugh, yeah.
whatever it is, man. His brother apparently testified,
Oh,
and he was like, there were 2 shooters, and then I had to get an order. I was like, oh, man. Up until I heard that, I was like, man, he did it.
Alex Murdaugh is the central figure in this saga, and he's a wealthy... Hold on. The central figure in this saga is a wealthy plaintiff's lawyer who worked at the private litigation firm founded by his great-grandfather. Colleagues have said the 52-year-old was a loud and frenetic presence always late and always in a rush, keeping different hours from the rest of the attorneys. And in keeping with the family tradition, Mr. Murdaugh was a powerhouse in the local legal circuit, winning his clients lucrative settlements which fed his affluent lifestyle. Okay.
Fed.
Oh.
I just want a case, girl.
Mm.
We're going to Applebee's.
Yeah.
Apps are on me. Oh, you
Yeah.
spoiled me.
You know. I'm trying to...
Oh, you're trying.
Okay. I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to get more about this case.
Oh, the Murdaugh case?
Yeah.
There's so much to it.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Alex Murdaugh's younger brother, John Marvin Murdaugh, tearfully told jurors how he took it upon himself to clean up the remains.
Oh, yeah, he was like...
When he was like, nobody should do that. Yeah, no one should ever have to do that. I was listening to this.
Whatever. He was like, no father, sister, mother, uncle, whoever should ever have to do what I had to do.
Alex Murdaugh, 54, is charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 weapon charges in the deaths of his wife Maggie and son Paul.
Oh, he already got charged?
Who were gunned down on the property of their hunting lodge on June 7th, 2021. Just hours after the brutal murders, John Marvin said investigators released the crime scene after collecting evidence from where Maggie and Paul were shot, including the small feed room at the end of the dog kennel building where Paul Murdaugh was killed. Maggie Murdaugh's body was found in the grass about 30 feet from where Paul Murdaugh's body was found. John Marvin testified that on the morning after the murders, he was at the main house with other people but went to the dog kennels to see what had gone on and just kind of take it in. Okay. He said he got permission from a friend in law enforcement to visit the scene.
Great.
Bro, criminals always go back to the scene of the crime.
You're plugged in.
He said he was shocked when he got to the feed room, which, quote, was not cleaned up and covered with blood and skull and brain fragments. Ay, ay, ay. He said he cleaned up the remains to honor his nephew's memory. It felt like it was the right thing to do, he said, breaking down in tears. I felt like I owed him, and I just started cleaning, and I promise you, no mother, father, aunt, or uncle should ever have to see and do what I did that day. It's the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. Hey, man. It does something to you.
Shout out to that guy.
To your psyche, to your brain, to just sort of be like, well, I have to clean this up now, you know. And I don't know, man. It's just something that you kind of just, like, I don't know. Because, not to get too into detail, but I had to do that at one point. And I don't know. Looking back on it, I really didn't think anything of it because I was like, well, I mean, I gotta clean it, you know. Like, I don't want to just have this here on the floor. So, but yeah, man, it's just, I mean, when you stop and think like, oh, I'm cleaning up this person, you know, it's like, oh shit, you know, and your brain's like, well, that's not something that you can like compute right now. So just focus on cleaning it up, and then, you know, maybe have a breakdown after you're done. I don't know. So, but yeah, it was very, I could understand where he's coming from in the sense of like, man, this sure is, man, mentally, yikes. Yeah, but, I didn't fully hear I heard about it, but I didn't fully hear of it.
Well, I didn't know that he got charged.
Well, it didn't seem like he did much to hide the evidence. So.
That dude was, that's crazy.
It's not that crazy.
Yeah, it's not that crazy.
It's bad, but like, I don't know, man. Just
there's a lot.
The way things have been going lately, it's like, it's just put it in the pile.
Yeah.
Trump melts down over Murdoch admitting Fox lied about election fraud.
Oh.
Fox News lying?
Yes.
Insane.
They said that the first person I thought about was Tucker Carlson.
Tucker fucker Carlson, man.
I was like, oh. That's incredible. Look at that.
The fallout between former President Donald Trump and Fox News continued on Tuesday following the release of a deposition from Fox Corporation Chairman Rupert Murdoch. The deposition stems from a defamation suit brought against Fox News by Dominion Voting Systems, which alleges the network knowingly misled the public about claims of fraud in the 2020 election. Great. They did this, and they did that, and then they get like someone taps them on the shoulder and like, what? And it's someone who's like 7 feet tall, and they've got their arms crossed, and they're like, have you been lying? And they're like, yeah. So, and now they're in trouble. I like how they had to do a deposition. I like how Trump is like, whoa, what are you doing? The admissions from Murdoch drew ire from Trump, who has spent the last several days attacking his once favorite channel for their barely less than sycophantic coverage of him. Why is Rupert Murdoch throwing his anchors under the table, which also happens to be killing his case and infuriating his viewers, Trump wrote. There is massive evidence of voter fraud and irregularities in the 2020 presidential election. Just look at the documentary 2000 Years, and you will see large-scale ballot stuffing caught on government cameras or votes cast without legislature's approval, or just recently the FBI/Twitter files scandal. Rigged. Look at this fucking...
the Twitter files.
Look at this guy's profile picture, man. I swear one of the, laws of the Constitution or something said you can't deface the American flag. You can't put the American flag on anything because you're, disrespecting the flag and the history and stuff. And you got people walking around with American flag shirts and capes.
Bikinis.
I'm not saying that, you should be burned at the stake. I'm just saying, I thought that was, a very, deep rule that, Americans, followed,
Well, when you love America, you got to get a Ford F-150.
That's true.
You got to have your flag.
Yeah, and then have
tailgate.
7 flags on it.
Gotta
Yeah.
do that, Ranald.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Food banks expecting surge as SNAP nutrition benefits cut.
I want to give a shout out to EBT. I was on EBT. Well, I'm on EBT technically still, but it runs out this month, and I'm excited to see what my dietary options look like using regular money.
As of last October, 42.3 million Americans participated in SNAP. Now their payments could be cut by $95 or 78 pounds.
You're just not going to get that extra 90 in your
which is fine.
On the 28.
But I'm sure for a bunch of families it helped them out a lot.
Heck yeah. They keep playing the same interview of this woman that lives in California, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm a preschool teacher. I don't make that much money."
Oh yeah.
Bro,
I mean, that's a red flag in and of itself. I'm a preschool teacher and I don't make enough money, so I have to be on federal aid.
Snap Abbott.
Shout
out to the internet. What are sanctions? Look it right up.
Yeah. Video shows gunman nonchalantly shooting homeless man execution style in broad daylight.
Oh.
In St. Louis. Jeez Louise.
Can we get some... Let's get some good stuff. Let's clamp it on a good thing.
Okay. Here. Let's go to...
Did they find a chicken that self-cooks itself?
I don't know. A chicken that self-cooks itself. Great.
Yeah, I just...
Atlanta homeowners win $12 million in federal lawsuit over Beltline.
There we go. The Beltline. Oh, the Beltline.
A federal judge recently awarded $12 million to several Atlanta landowners after the federal government took land from the owners 6 years ago for the Atlanta Beltline, according to the homeowners' attorneys. The federal government seized property from 21 landowners in 2017. That's a lot of... Damn it, man.
We're taking this.
God. You want to read? Give me money. Golly, man. I was reading that, too. That's so stupid.
Oh, man.
Local news, great. Thanks for talking about Atlanta. The landowners later filed a claim for compensation in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims in 2019. In February 2022... Oh, wait, no. In 2019. In February 2022, a judge ruled the property was illegally taken from residents. Damn it. Hold on. I'm reading this fucking article, all right?
Don't tell me what...
A judge ruled the property was illegally taken from residents in violation of the Fifth Amendment. These landowners are relieved that they have finally received just compensation for the property that was taken from them. Well, this happened in 2017, and they're just now getting their land back, so...
Oh, yeah, I mean... Because they're backed up. They got so many cases.
Yeah.
People out there doing crazy.
People out there are crazy.
Well.
All right, there you go.
That was pretty good. That was a clean slice.
It's first and goaltending. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you enjoyed all the news.
all the news?
Yeah, I was going to say that. News? And we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, because there will be a next one.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta cut it